Hello everyone, welcome to Low Budget Otaku, and as I promised in the last episode of Low Budget Otaku News, well, we are going to start dividing Low Budget Otaku News into 4 parts, 1 per week, so you can know quicker of all the new figures that were released and up for reserve. So we're going to take a look first at the figures that were released during the last part of October and some of the beginning, because I only talked about reserves in the last video. And then we're of course going to see the last figures that were put up for reserve. Starting off, we got the release of Figma, Nezuku, Kamado DX edition and the normal edition from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Now both of them are sold out in Hobby Search. The DX edition is $75 and the normal one is more or less $65. Don't ever forget, the pricing is without shipping and of course without the tax that you have to pay in your own country, unless you're of course in Japan. Overall, I think I already talked about these figures in the other videos and I think they are looking amazing. The collection from Kimetsu no Yaiba Demon Slayer is fantastic. I think extremely anime accurate. Now if you want to know what is the difference between both versions, this one brings the extra face, some extra effect parts, some extra hand, and the little box of carrying the little Nezuko, a little bit like the main character also had a little box. In my opinion, for $10 it is worth it to get the DX edition if you can. Now moving on, we have the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake Play at Sky Sephiroth, $104, and it's still available on Hobby Search. Of course, don't ever forget, if it's not available on Hobby Search, you can check other sites. Even if it is available, you have plenty of websites. I only use Hobby Search because it is one of the most practical sites in terms of everything where it is to find. Now this one is strange to me because I already have one from the Advent Child movie and it actually looks very similar, but it is not. The armor, some pieces are definitely different because the remake changed a little bit the design, but it's so subtle that you can barely tell if you don't have the figure side by side. But it does have an extra face and I always like that in a figure. Also, we got the release of Trials of Mana, Bring Arts, Duran and Angela from Mana. I don't know what this is, but it is a bundle of 2 figures, $156, and it's sold out, notify when available. Moving on, we also had the release of Mafix number 143, Spider-Man Ben Reilly comic version. So they continue the comic versions of Marvel and Mafix is doing a fantastic job on that. $62 more or less, and it's still available. Overall, great looking figure. Then we also have another comic version, but this time is Mafix 137 Batman, the new Batman Adventures, $69, almost $70. And if you know Batman Adventures, it was the original 90s cartoon. It was fantastic, but it had this blocky design to the characters and I really enjoyed it, but it's weird to make it an action figure. But I do think they did a great job. It just looks like the cape is the one thing that I find really weird. I don't know what type of cape are they using. Okay, so apparently it's cloth on the back, but on top it's plastic. Not a bad idea. I would say that in not all poses it's going to look great, but it is an interesting take, definitely. But strange, because I think actually you have 2 capes. If I'm not mistaken, here we have a plastic cape, full plastic cape for this pose, and then you have the one with bendy wire and cloth for the other one. At least this is what I'm interpreting from the images. The cloak parts came with a fixed type when standing upright and a movable type made of cloth. Nicely detailed. Then we have a bunch of SH figure arts that were released this month that I think almost no one cares about. That is the Eternals. SH Figure Arts Kingo, Cersei, and Icaris. All of them are $47, not that expensive, and I'm gotta say I'm not excited for that movie at all. I hope it's good, but I don't care. It's just I don't care. This one I care about. SH Figure Arts Harley Quinn Suicide Squad, $51 got released, and in my opinion is the best looking version of Harley Quinn because it reminds me a little bit of the video games, the Arkham video games. So I think it is a definitely improvement from the outfit that she wore on the previous two movies. So yeah, this one actually looks fantastic. Then we got Figma Trapper, $71 from Dead by Daylight. I already talked about this when it was up for reserve, and especially Halloween. Oh, it's over now, but yeah, this is a great Halloween figure. I love all the details. I think I just feel that I wish I could have already ordered for me, but unfortunately COVID's still limiting my budget, so I cannot review figures right now. I hope this situation will end soon and I can go back to reviews, but for now we're just sticking to news. And we got also Mafix number 131 Gambit comic version. This was actually released really at the end of September, but I put it here even though it's sold out because I believe it's one of the best comic versions that Mafix has done yet. Just looks straight out of the comic books. Now we're going to move on for the new reserves. I'm starting off with Figma Leo Fortier from Promar. I think this is a Studio Trigger anime if I'm not mistaken. If it's not, please correct me in the comment section below. $70 and is by the side of the guy that looks like Kamina from Gurren Lagann. I don't know who this character is. I'm guessing Trigger. If you know the... okay, wait, the anime is here, Promar. I have to search this, because if it is Studio Trigger, I have to watch it because I love Studio Trigger. Moving on, we have Figma Tatunkomon and Tatunkomon DX version. So this is like a mummy. It's one of those weird Figmas that they do sometimes. Table Museum, whatever this is. And it's basically, yes, a mummy with some accessories, and it's weird, but it's interesting, I guess. But not my style of figure. But it's coming out July 2022. By the way, I forgot to say which August 2022. The Leo Fortier figure. This guy is coming out July 2022, and so is the DX edition. Normal version $71, $99 for the DX edition. That brings a sarcophagus where you can put the figure inside. In my opinion, again, I have no opinion because it's not my type of figures, so I cannot say the value of having the sarcophagus or not. And we have some more Love Life. So I already talked about some reserves of Love Life in the last video, so if you want more Love Life, check those out because there's a bunch of them coming out. $49 more or less, September 2022. I don't know much about Love Life, I never watched the anime, but the figures look very good and very interesting, so probably there will be fans that are waiting for these figures. Then we got some JoJo, more JoJo, and this time it's not a re-release, it's a new figure. It's Super Figure Action JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7 Diego Brando 2nd. I haven't watched Part 7, $62. I'm interested to see how they improve the articulation, because again, this is a new figure, so because they'll probably do some improvements compared to the ones that have been just re-released constantly. Then we have like a very expensive figure that I was curious about, that's why I put it here, and it is Star Ace Toys Billy Butcher Collectible Action Figures. I think this is a 1/6 scale, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, like so, hot toy level of figure. $269 more or less, coming out May 2022, and you have a normal edition and a DX edition. Overall, so this is a high quality figure, almost Hot Toys, and the reason I say almost Hot Toys because I think the face sculpt is not as good as Hot Toys. I don't think it looks as much as the actor as Hot Toys normally come, but you still have highly detailed accessories, you still have highly detailed cloth materials on the clothing. It is fantastic looking, but the pricing is crazy. And the DX edition, $308. And what does it bring more than the normal one? Let me check. So we don't have that much. We have the baby, so that's a nice detail. We have an extra face, I guess, an extra head, and an extra gun. Not that much extra. But if you're already paying so much for a figure, I can get it. Then we got some Mafix number 169 Loki Infinity War version, $69. And it is another Loki, great face sculpt. Oh, this one is a little bit weird. That looks good. The face sculpt's just a little bit creepy. I don't know what to think. Face sculpt. I've seen better face sculpts from Mafix, honestly. This one is just something weird. But overall, the rest of the things look great. But that face sculpt, I don't know. It looks like the actor, but something went wrong. I'm sorry. But late August 2022, $69. And finally, the last one. It is Mafix number 170 Huntress Batman Hush version, $69, late August 2022. I actually don't remember this character from the Hush movie. So maybe from the comic books and not the movie, because I don't remember this character from the movie. And I like that movie a lot. Nope, I don't remember this character. Maybe my memory is a little bit off, I don't know. But I would guess this is probably from the comics and was cut from the movie, I don't know. $69, late August 2022. And that's all for the last part of August. And so next Saturday or Sunday, I will be releasing a new video from the first week of November. Stay tuned for that and continue collecting, and I'll see you guys next time.
Do it! Just do it!